Hello, my sweet Stitchy friends. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by and spending some time with me while I share my Stitchy passion. And for those of you that are subscribers, I appreciate you coming back to visit with me. It's the best to be able to get on this community network of Flosstubers and Instagrammers and share a passion for this craft and have people understand it and see what everyone else is creating too. So I really appreciate you coming and stopping by. Happy Valentine's Day. This is a February update for me. I hope you got to spend time with the people that you love, whatever form that love is in, friends, family, siblings, spouses, nieces, nephews, all of the above. It's a day for love, and I hope you get some joy out of that. So here in Michigan, we have been having crazy storms. We actually had a polar vortex, which I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit intense. It was like 18 degrees below zero, and yeah, they advised us not to be outside for more than 10 minutes because we could get frostbite. I actually was told at work to stay home and work from home, so that was kind of nice. But yeah, we went from that to today. I went to a baby shower for my cousin, and today we had a bomb cyclone. Which is another word for really crazy winds. So garbage cans are flying, and my shutter almost flew off the front of my house. And yeah, we've had some pretty fun weather up here in Michigan, but I love it. I love it here, and it's always an adventure every day. So some of the life updates. Had a very busy couple weeks since I last spoke to you guys. My mom, she had just gotten her hip surgery. I mentioned that in my last Flosstube. And she had a really bad diverticulitis attack. And for anyone who has had diverticulitis or is familiar with that, it's extremely painful, and it affects the colon. And so she was in the hospital for over a week. We were very concerned about her. But the good news is that all of our prayers were answered. They were able to get her stabilized. She's out of the hospital now. She has to go back for surgery in 6 weeks, but it should hopefully solve the problem for good this time. And then I was back at the very same hospital the next week because my niece was born. My beautiful, sweet niece, her name is Magnolia. And she is just the sweetest little baby. So quiet, and she makes these soft little cooing sounds that we could not get enough of at the hospital. So we've been spending a lot of time with family and just feeling incredibly blessed for having 5 nieces and nephews now. So a total of 5, 1 nephew and 4 nieces, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I went to a talent show a few days ago for my 2 oldest nieces, and they sang so beautifully. They got up on a stage in front of all of their peers and a room full of adults and just sang beautiful songs, and yeah, it just took my breath away. It took my breath away. And one of my nieces, I had a sleepover for her like a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. And I introduced her to a new song, and she chose that song to sing and mentioned me in it. And so it was an ugly cry. It was a good cry, but it was an ugly cry. I just feel so lucky to have them in my life. I really do. But while I was at the hospital, one of the positive things is that I did a lot of browsing. And in their gift shop downstairs, I found a new journal. And so I started doing what I've seen a lot of people doing, just kind of like putting in my projects, where they stand to date, what fabric I use, what threads I substituted. And it's been kind of nice to keep track of it, because for me, I only got back into stitching about a year ago. And so I was able to remember what I did on everything and write it down and get it documented so that someday when I look at it, I can remember. So I'm really enjoying that. And also being able to make notes for Flosstube and for Instagrammers too, which I'm going to shout out at the end of this video, because the Instagram community is also just such a huge part of this community, and there are so many talented crafters out there, so many wonderful people out there that don't necessarily do Flosstubes, but they're just the same group of amazing people that make this community so awesome. So I'm going to do some shout outs for them later. But let's get into stitching. So most exciting news ever is I have an FFO. I have an FFO. And the interesting thing about this FFO is, for me, it was the very first ornament I've ever finished. The very first one. And so I got addicted to this pattern. I'm going to show you the pattern. The pattern is by Prairie Schooler and it's just hatched. So I love bunnies. I mentioned it maybe once or twice. Obsessed with the bunnies. And so I saw this bunny here and I had to do it. So I started it up and I finished it, and I just wanted to be able to display it on a little Easter tree. I had this idea of, you know, one of those like white birch little Easter trees you see at Joann's and hanging these little egg ornaments. So I turned to Cindy's cross stitch. Cindy DeRosa, you have a fantastic tutorial, and the name of the tutorial is how to finish, I think, an ornament in a round or an oval. And I mean, I had no idea how to do it. And there's so many people with tutorials out there, but if you're looking to do maybe your first ornament and it's an oval or a circle, her tutorial was great. It was the lacing method that she used, and I followed it, and it came out. So, drum roll. I'm just kidding. Here is my ornament. I just love it so much. The fact that I could get this into an oval and get the hanger on it made me so happy. So this is just like a satin pink ribbon trim that I got at Joann's. And then I finished with this, I don't know, it's kind of like a twine burlap. It's just that very natural color around the edges. And then I had this super cute pink fabric, which is little flowers, which I felt like matched the little rosebuds on the front. And I finished my first ornament. I can't believe that I did it. Thank you, Cindy. I shouted you out in your video, and I just want to share that with everyone, that if you're looking for a good tutorial, here it is, Cindy DeRosa. So I'm going to continue on with these. I'm going to show you another whip today. I'm going to try and do all 4 eggs. I'm just like in the super spring mood over here. I think it must be the bomb cyclone that's putting me in the spring mood today. So that was an FFO. And then I got some new editing software, so I'm going to try and insert a picture here. Okay. And hopefully that came through, and these were a couple of baby washcloths that I knitted for my new niece, Magnolia. And I just use worsted weight yarn from Knit Picks, and it's a very simple washcloth pattern that I'll put the information for down below if you want to make them. I actually knit big ones for my kitchen because they dry quickly and they don't smell, and yeah, I really enjoy them. And there's just like the right amount of scrubby with the pearl bumps that make it good for pots and pans and so forth. So I kind of transferred that pattern to a smaller one and then used some softer yarn for little tiny baby washcloths for my new niece. So those were my 2 finishes that I did in the past couple weeks. So on to finish but not FFO. So I showed you guys this one as a whip last time. This is Warm Hands, Warm Heart by the Little Stitcher. Here it is. I just love the way this turned out, and it was super quick to stitch. I mean, I think it only took me maybe like 3-4 days of stitching on it. Super cute. I plan to finish this into a square ornament, so I'm definitely excited to try that. I got my confidence now that I did the oval one. I did substitute out, and I think I told you guys in the previous video. Let me look. I substituted out the red because I wasn't really big into the red that I had before. I substituted this for Louisiana hot sauce. Yeah, and I love the way it turned out. It reminds me of Christmas, the bright reds with the Christmas mittens. So this was a finish. So I guess 3 finishes total, 2 FFO'd, 1 not stitching. But yeah, so I've been making some good progress. So on to whips. Let's see, the first one was Winter by Country Cottage Needleworks. This one I showed you guys last time. I absolutely loved it. Last time I just had like the house and I think maybe the bunnies done. I love the colors in this, these blues and greens with those little bunnies. Just absolutely such a fun stitch. And I had found some some even weave at my local shop, and it was this beautiful color gray that just went so perfect with this. So I've been stitching like crazy on this, and I have gotten quite a bit of progress. So I got the whole top done, the banner that says winter, the bunnies, all the snow, and all the snowflakes. I just loved stitching this so much. And now I am working my way down, you can see, to hot cocoa and sledding and snowflakes and doing those big branches that come out of the pot. So still some work to go on this one, but love it. Absolutely love it. And just loved the colors. What I was so surprised about, but I think I mentioned this in my last Flosstube, was the colors in this house that I just found so stunning are DMC. Yeah, and just alternating between those two DMCs really makes it just look like a beautiful variegated green. So really fun stitch. I really recommend this one if you're looking for a good winter stitch. That one was a lot of fun. Another one that I started, and this was out of the 2016 Cross Stitch magazine. He's called Blue Snowman. And let me show you just a picture, not the pattern, but just a picture of what he's supposed to look like. So I just loved the little birds and that happy snowman face. Again, this is a small pattern. It doesn't take a long time to stitch. So I've been making some progress on him. And here he is. I'm stitching him on wheat Lugana, 28 count, not substituting anything out. So I'm just going to do it as called for. But absolutely just loved that happy little snowman and the bluebirds on it. So hopefully next time I'll be able to show you this as a finish. Hopefully. And then back to the spring mood. Back to the spring mood. So obsessed with bunnies. I know, you guys already know. I'm obsessed with bunnies. This one I got last year, Country Cottage Needleworks Bunny Hop. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. This is so cute. It was one of those things where it's like, I think I counted my whips last time and I had like 19 whips. But that's okay, because I had to start the bunnies, because these bunnies just speak to me. So here's the pattern. Oh my gosh, so cute. Little white bunnies hopping through the field. It says hippity hop. And that white house, I absolutely adore this pattern. Adore it. And it is beautiful in person too. The colors that are used, the threads that are used. Oh, I'm just in love with it. Just in love with it. So I've been busy working on this guy too. Definitely in the spring mood, as you can tell. This was on, again, this was on beige Joblin, 28 count beige Joblin. And just adorable. I love the colors. Of course, I'm started on the bunnies. And I love seeing everyone's spring patterns. Some of the patterns that I've seen come out at market. Oh my gosh, there's so many bunnies. I feel like I just want to stitch the bunnies all year. But gotta spread the seasons around. So I'm really enjoying this one a lot. He was a new start for me since the last time that we chatted. But again, that's okay, because bunnies had to be added into the rotation. And another new start that I did, so another one of these eggs, right? The next one that I decided to do was the farmer with the sheep. Oh my gosh, I just love it. Love the blues in his coat. Absolutely love it. Just DMC, right? Because it's Prairie Schooler. And the cow with the sheep. So I started him. In love with it. In love with it. I can't put this one down. Since I started the Just Hatched, like I haven't even been stitching on anything else. I'm in the spring mood. So here is so adorable. Oh my gosh. And I love how she did in this pattern with the sheep. She just didn't make them all white. She's got like this pretty tan polka dot color going through that gives them just that little extra soft, fluffy look. And the little flowers popping up everywhere, and that pink. And these blues. Oh my gosh, I love these blues. So I'm super excited about this one. I'm going to finish it the same way that I did this egg ornament. But obviously with some blue trim, I think. Like a blue fabric on the back and a blue ribbon. And then I'll be able to hang them on an Easter tree. I think Easter's the end of April this year, so if I keep stitching, I might have more than one ornament on my Easter tree. But what I was super excited about, right? So I have so many patterns that I bought last year, and I've got this big stash, and I kept telling myself, and I think I mentioned this in the last video, you can't buy any more patterns, you can't buy any more patterns. Well, you know, that's not going to happen. But what I decided to do in the meantime, and I want to ask for your help on this too, I decided to start purchasing project bags. Last year for my birthday, I wanted to get a sewing machine specifically for the purpose of learning how to use it and making these project bags. But, you know, there's only so much time in a day, and I'm stitching, and I'm doing all these outside activities, and I'm hiking, and I'm doing all this. So I have just been watching so much Flosstube the past couple of weeks and seeing these beautiful project bags that you guys are making. Unbelievable. And so I purchased my very first project bag from my friend Shirl. Hi, Shirl. From Tranquil Stitches. Oh my gosh. It was so much fun because at the end of her video, if those of you that don't know Shirl, if you go to her channel, Tranquil Stitches, at the end of her video, she will display her bags that she's made for the week if she has some that she's wanting to sell. And they're so beautiful. This was the white bunny bag, which completely fed right into my bunny addiction. Oh my gosh, Shirl. And I just oohed and ahed over email to her repeatedly about this. Her seams are absolutely beautiful. It comes with this big vinyl clear pocket, which I really like because then I can remember what's inside the bag. But these, she adds this touch. She adds these finders, these zipper finders, and she just puts so much thought into them. She coordinates the bead colors and the charm. Like if you can see this one, it's a little bunny face charm. Every bag that she does has a theme. She coordinates the colors, she coordinates the finder, and they're really reasonable. This bag was $25 and I PayPal'd her, and within like 3 days I had it. So I just ordered another bag from her today, so I'm looking forward to that one. I will show that on my next Flosstube. Probably be back in 2 weeks. It was too long to be away from you guys for a whole month, so I'm going to try to be back in 2 weeks. But yeah, so if you're looking for a bag, go visit Shirl. And I also wanted to ask any of you out there who might be watching this video that make project bags, please comment below and let me know if you have an Etsy store or if you're sharing them in your videos or on your Instagram, because I really want to build my bag collection. And I absolutely love supporting the community, right? There's so many talented people in this community and the things that they can make that I would rather support someone who's in the cross-stitch community making these than just randomly going somewhere else to purchase them. So if you've purchased a bag from someone and you love it, or if you make bags, please comment below. I would like to build up my collection. This is my very first one. So that was a lot of fun. So gift away. So the gift away from last Flosstube, this is Simple Things by Lavender Wings. And I picked this one just because it's beautiful colors in it. Just the most beautiful spring colors. I absolutely love it. Just so pretty. So pretty. So here is the pattern up close again, so you remember. Beautiful little flowers all the way around, and this sweet little house. Just absolutely love it. So pretty. So, a couple of you wanted this pattern, and the winner is Sue Oberfell. So congratulations, Sue. Just comment below, and I will comment below on my last Flosstube, and if you could just email me, I'll provide my email address. I will get it out in the mail to you this week. So I'm super excited. Send me a picture when you're done stitching it. I'd love to see how this turned out. Hopefully it gets you in the spring mood. Hopefully. Okay, and now the next gift away that I will be doing, I will be drawing for this 2 weeks. So 2 weeks from today, so 2 Sundays, I think is the 7th or 8th of March. I think 7th or 8th of March. I'll be back for another Flosstube in 2 weeks, and I will do this gift away. This one, I want to put you in the spring summer mood. So this is Summerology by the Trilogy, and I have a pattern from the Trilogy. It's a sweet little bunny with chicks, and I like their stuff a lot. So they've shown you 2 options here. So the first option they've got is they stitched them all in a row. There's like a patriotic flag, some birdhouses, the word summer, a boat, and some watermelon. And I love it like this. I do love it in a row. But then it was also cool to see how they did them individually and like these little ornaments that they hung up. So either way you want to do it, I would love to give this pattern to you. So if you are interested in the giveaway, which will be drawn March 7th or 8th, whatever Sunday that is, just put down below that you would like to stitch the summer pattern, and I will enter you into the giveaway. So new gadgets. I love when people share new gadgets because there's been so many things like little hand lotions or sewing gadgets that I've actually picked up on and used. My fun gadget, two of them. The first one is, and I don't know if you guys remember, so I was in high school in the 90s, from like 92 to 95, 91 to 95. I was in high school, and Caboodles were huge. I mean, that was the thing. You had all your makeup and your hair stuff in, and they came in all sizes and colors. Well, they're back. Just like all these other things, right? Strawberry shortcake's back. All of these things are back. And I found one that was this size. And I found it on Amazon. It was like $6. And what I love about it is you'll be able to see yourselves here. So I, in the bottom, keep all my stitchy gadgets like my frogger and needles and a highlighter. And then in the top, I keep all of my orts and my scissors. And so I just take it wherever I'm stitching and I set it beside me and have all my goodies in it. And it's just a cute little size. So I'm really enjoying that. It's like very handy having the 2 tiers, if it's something you want to consider. And then the next thing, and this is not Stitchy related at all, but this was inspired by Nicole, Buckeye Stitcher. Hi, Nicole. In her last video, she was talking about how cats are indoor animals, but they're not meant to be, right? They're meant to be outside and running around and searching for things. And so she had given some ideas how to use like toilet paper rolls and some simple stuff so that they could forage for their food. So my dogs too, and I'll try to insert a picture here. Maggie and Max, they are the 2 cutest little pups, and they are just always at each other, always having fun, like a typical brother and sister. But in the winter up here, it's hard. Sometimes it's too harsh to walk them outside, and you know, I wanted to give them something as well. So I did a little research, and on Amazon, I found this little gadget. And it's one of those puzzle toys. But what's cool about this is, and I'll try to zoom in, these little rubber teeth, you can spread them apart, put the dog treats in, and then it snaps back. And there's like, I think like 8 pockets. And so I just get those little training treats and I put it in here, and they're good for like 40 minutes. They just go off and chew on it and roll it around and try to get the treats out. So I will put the link that I purchased them from on Amazon below. I think it was like 2 of them for $14. And then I just used like Blue Buffalo, the tiny little training treats to stick in here. But you could use probably any little training treat and just pop it in there. So if you have a bored doggy and you want to give him a puzzle, check this out. Okay, shout outs. I am going to shout out some people that I've already shouted out in the past, but that's okay because I love them and I'm going to shout them out again because they deserve it. Nicole, that I just told you, Buckeye Stitcher. She is a fantastic person. I can't say enough about you, Nicole. She's a talented stitcher. She's a veterinarian. She's a kind person. She caught up with me all year last year, even though I had a hiatus from Flosstube. She's just so sweet and so kind. So stop by and check her out. Pam and Steph, I have a funny story. I called down to Keepsakes to ask a question, and Steph answered the phone. And I completely froze. Like I was on the phone with a celebrity. And she laughed when I told her that, but it's funny because you watch these Flosstube videos, and I've watched so many of Pam and Steph's, like from the very beginning when they started Flosstube. And it's funny when you hear them on the other end of the phone because you immediately know that voice. And then at the same time, you're like, am I really talking to this person? So, it was too fun. Steph, you're such a sweetie. Yeah, so she helped me on the phone with Keepsakes. So go visit Pam and Steph. They're just a ton of fun. They're great stitchers, such sweethearts. Everyone loves their stuff. And then Priscilla and Chelsea, I know you guys know about Priscilla and Chelsea, but if you haven't stopped by again, because Priscilla just released her new pattern, which I'm gonna have to get because it's a bunny pattern. Carrots and Cottontails, so go check it out. She has it all stitched up and has it all done up. It is just adorable. Just adorable. So stop by and see her. She's got her new pattern out. You'll want to see it. The Addicted Sisters, such cuties. I love how they start every video with an old picture from their past on the phone, and they're sisters, and I love just seeing them laugh with each other and have a great time and show their stitching. And they also have some iPad holders, which are really cool. They're like sleeves that they have. Go check them out. I'm going to link all of these people below, but give them a visit. Tranquil Stitches Shirl, I've already mentioned her. If you want an amazing project bag, go visit Shirl. And she's such a sweetie. She's such a sweetie. She's from West Virginia and just a sweetheart. She's retired. She loves her stitching. Just such a kind person. I really enjoy watching you, Shirl. You're very relaxing and makes my day. And then Michelle, Bendy Stitchy. And I know I've mentioned Michelle before as well, but I just wanted to shout her out because she goes above and beyond for charity. I mean, she's a mom. She works full time. She's doing Flosstubes on a regular basis every week. She's doing them now on Saturdays. And she does all of this charity work. She gives things away for charity. She does auctions. She's raising money. Just awesome, Michelle. Good for you for being such an example to all of us that you can always reach out and do more and give more and think beyond yourself. And so, hugs, girl. I think you're awesome. So go visit Michelle Bendy Stitchy if you haven't visited her. And then Instagram shout-outs. So I'm going to end with some Instagram shout-outs only because you guys that are on Instagram and you don't do the Flosstubes, you're so wonderful and kind. And whenever I post something or share something, the community and the way they comment and share their experiences, it is such a big part of my life. I love checking in with you guys. I love seeing what you stitch. So the two Instagram accounts that I want to shout out, and I'm going to link everything below as well. The first one is Magnolia Baby Creates, and she's a lover of fiber arts and everything home. And what a talented woman. She Priscillifies things. I mean, she's got these beautiful displays in her house. Her stitching is impeccable. I love the reason I love Priscilla and Chelsea is just seeing how they finish stuff and actually display this beautiful work that we spend so much time on. Magnolia Baby Creates, she does the same thing. And so stop by her channel or her Instagram account and check out some of her stuff. You might get some inspiration from her. And then the other one is cindycstitches. Cindy, you are a sweetheart. She is always one of the first people to comment with the most positive, happy comment, and it just makes my day. She's just a great stitcher. If you go look, she's got a sweet dog. She has amazing stitching. And she's just so kind. She's such a kind person. So go give her some stitchy love. Check out her page and find some things that inspire you as well. So, like I said, I will be back in 2 weeks. Going a month is too long. I miss you guys. And if you would like to enter the giveaway, the summer stitch giveaway, just put below that you would like to be entered for that. And I hope you guys have a really good 2 weeks. Spring is coming. I know that the winter has been long and hard for some of us up here in the north. But I just want to tell you again how grateful I am that you guys are in my life and that I have this amazing craft and community to share everything with. You guys are the best. And so, hugs, kisses, and I will see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.